Until I discover, je découvre, there's that verb from the first one. La nuit qui m'attendait dans la coloc, the night which was waiting for me. Now, some of you might see the reflexive with attendre and think, oh, that's the verb to expect. It is, but it's not reflexive there because it's not reflexive. You can only use reflexive if the subject, that means the person doing the sentence, is doing the reflexive. So it's not je m'attendais, which incidentally would be spelt with an AIS because it would be the je form of the was. Yeah, so that's just basically which was waiting for me in the house show. Let's just check that was nothing important. Brilliant. Lovely. Aujourd'hui, en discutant avec ma meilleure amie, we've got this best friend again, she's busy. Je lui dis qu'il faut souffrir pour être belle. Présente avec nous ma fille de 5 ans, la regarde de haut en bas et lui dit tu n'as pas dû beaucoup souffrir toi. So I'm trying to save time and give a sort of middle speed, not go too quickly, not go too slowly. So today, discussing, yeah, or when discussing with my best friend, discussing something tends to be a little bit more common in English, but you get the idea. So when chatting, when talking, that's Natalie who wants to buy the podcast, that's great. Je lui dis, so I tell her. Now, you know it's her. Lui could be to her or to him, or just indirect her, him. How do you know it's lui? Well, the fact is, dire à quelqu'un. So even though in English you say I tell him, obviously you're telling him or her something. So in other words, it's going to be lui, not leur. If you don't understand that, please email me logiclanguagelearning@gmail.com and I will give you the appropriate videos or the podcasts. So je lui dis qu'il faut souffrir pour être belle. So I tell her, we know it's her because of the best friend has come before, the feminine with the e's, that it is necessary to suffer in order to, or again, just get rid of this pour. When you have pour before an infinitive, you can just imagine it's not there. I tell her it's necessary to suffer to be beautiful. Present with us, that's an adjective, présente, from the male adjective présent. It looks like the verb je présente, I present, but look, there's nobody before it, all right? This isn't Spanish, we need, or, you know, we're Italian, sometimes we need a subject if we're doing a verb. So present with us, my 5-year-old daughter, try not to speak in franglais, try not to say my daughter of 5 years. So my 5-year-old daughter looks at her, yeah? Because regarder has got a built-in at, a little bit like écouter has got a built-in to. Looks her up and down, from high to low. So looks her up and down and says, tu n'as pas dû beaucoup souffrir toi. You haven't had to, or you didn't have to, suffer a lot yourself. So why does beaucoup go there? Because beaucoup is an adverb and it will go after verb number 1, okay? So she said, well, you have to suffer to be beautiful, and the little girl goes, well, you can't have suffered very much. Meow. So, lovely. That next one is just pure filth. I'm not going to translate that one on my website. Aujourd'hui, j'ai adopté un chiot avec mon ami et on lui cherche un nom. Pour blaguer, il lance « Cagole, viens ici, le chiot ne répond plus qu'à ce nom. » So, cagar is to poo in Spanish, chie. So in the south, you have a word cagole, which is kind of like hooker, shitter. It's just an insulting word. So today I adopted, or I have adopted, your choice of translation on the context, a puppy, un chiot, yeah? A baby cat, a kitten, is a chaton, which is ironic, because every time I've had a kitten, that is exactly what they've done to me. So, j'ai adopté un chiot avec mon ami. So I adopted a puppy with my friend, et on lui cherche un nom. We, be very sure not to confuse on with en, which is the Scoopy pronoun. So we are looking for a name for him. So chercher has got a built-in for. We've got a lot of verbs today that have got built-in prepositions. So, and lui will mean for him. So you're like, hang on, I thought lui was the indirect, to him, to her. It is, it's indirect. So in that sentence, the pronoun, the direct pronoun, is the name. We're looking for a name. So the him in the sentence has to be indirect. It's not the main thing. So we're looking for a name for him. Pour blaguer, there's that word blaguer again, and there's our word pour again. So to joke, this time blaguer is a noun, as a verb. Il lance, figurative. We've been starting to talk about figurative translations when we looked at the Crisco video, the synonym dictionary, the thesaurus. So he chucks up, he launches, but he comes out with, come here, shitter, that's what he's calling the dog. The puppy, now, if it were just ne répond plus, that would be doesn't respond anymore. If it was ne répond plus à ce nom, it would be he doesn't respond to this name. But the que pronoun is only. Yeah? I only speak French with them. Je ne parle qu'en français avec eux. So basically, QUE, with a ne for good grammar, is basically the same as seulement. So I've only got 3 brothers. That's enough, let me tell you. J'ai seulement 3 frères. Je n'ai que 3 frères. Yeah? So basically, in this context, when you see plus and que together, it's kind of like he will only do this from now on. So now, from now on, he's only responding to this name. All right? Aujourd'hui, en arrivant à mon travail, je suis allé saluer mon directeur et je lui ai demandé le planning pour la semaine prochaine. Il m'a regardé et m'a dit, mais tu n'as plus de travail à partir de la semaine prochaine. Tu n'as plus de travail à partir de la semaine prochaine. So today, getting into my work, yeah, try and put it into proper English so that then when you think in English, I get to work, you'll go, oh yeah, I can use arriver. Yeah, don't give me franglais. Don't go arriving to my work. Pfft, don't do that, do we? You can arrive at, obviously, but yeah. So today, arriving at work or getting into my work, I went to greet. Notice, je suis allé has an E on the end if it's a lady speaking because it's a proper être verb. Je suis allé saluer mon directeur. I went to greet. Salut means hi, so saluer means to greet. My director, my boss. And I asked him for the timetable. Notice there's no, again, a lot of built-in verbs today. Demander can be ask about something, but it can also be ask for. I'm going to ask for the bill. Je vais demander l'addition. So I asked him for the planning, the timetable, the agenda, for next week. He looked at me and said to me, but you haven't got any more work. Tu n'as plus de travail. So this is the word plus. Ne and plus means no more. Plus de, pronounced differently, means more of something. And plus with an adjective is pronounced plus unless there's a vowel after it, an open mouth, in which case you will say plus. So you haven't got any more work going on from next week, i.e. from next week. And again, we've got the à partir de that I used earlier when talking about time. So from 5 o'clock, à partir de 17h. I think I said it with 9 o'clock earlier. Ok, aujourd'hui, ma fille a fait de la luge tirée par le chien. À un moment, le chien s'est arrêté net pour faire caca. Ma fille n'a pas pu freiner à temps. So, today, my daughter did some sledding, some sleighing, some tobogganing. A luge is a thing that goes down through the snow. Pulled, extra E because she was pulled by the dog, so basically dog sleighing. À un moment, at a given moment, le chien s'est arrêté. Poetry past. If you don't know what poetry past is, if you don't understand why that's reflexive in the past, drop me an email, logiclanguageLearning@gmail.com, and I will tell you. Okay? That's somebody reminding me I'm teaching in a bit. So basically, the dog stopped. Le chien s'est arrêté. Why, Luke, are we using s'arrêter rather than just à arrêter? If you are stopping physically, you will say s'arrêter. So I stopped in front of somebody's house. Je me suis arrêté devant leur maison. I stopped doing something else. J'ai arrêté de faire quelque chose. You can also use s'arrêter if it's like I stopped myself. So I stopped myself from eating everything in the entire house, which is a constant struggle. Je me suis arrêté again there. But generally, if you're stopping physically, so the car stopped, la voiture s'est arrêtée. Okay. Net, those of you that use finance, so gross and net after everything's done. Basically, deductions have been taken off the bottom line, so that's it, proper final amount. So net in this case means like I stopped, bang, suddenly. We could have said soudainement, so the dog stopped suddenly pour faire caca to have a poo, to poop, to turd, all right, to have a turd. Ma fille n'a pas pu freiner à temps. My daughter hasn't been able to, or often translated in what as wasn't able to, or couldn't. Yeah, more likely couldn't, because I could, you know my rules, if there's a single word in the past in French, so have, has, goes to passé composé, was, were, used to, goes to imperfect, single word in the past in French. If in doubt, yeah, if it's repetition, description, mental state, or if, it will go to imperfect, otherwise just single word. So, you know, we'll go to the 1, 2, 3. Your default is the passé composé. So going from the passé composé back into English, my daughter couldn't brake, the verb freiner, les freins are brakes, so freiner à temps. Notice the pronunciation of freiner, we've got the F-R-E-I-N-E-R, freiner, because there's an E after the M. I think we've got time for one more. Aujourd'hui, je prends mon courage à deux mains pour avouer à mon copain que je n'ai jamais pris de plaisir depuis que nous sommes ensemble. Pendant 10 minutes, il m'a expliqué pourquoi c'était faux, en énumérant tous les indices qui prouvent le contraire. I take my courage in two hands, to two hands. Phrasal, idiomatic, what would we say in English? You know, I summon up the courage, I finally have the courage, whatever. Avouer is to confess. To my boyfriend, that I have never taken pleasure. Now, we can say in English, I take a lot of pleasure from or in doing something, but basically, what does it mean? I haven't had any pleasure. He, or this is your translation, make active, passive, passive, active. He hasn't pleased me, or I've never been pleased, sexually, since we're together, since we have been together in English. So notice, because we are still together in the French, that is in the present tense. Yeah, how long have you lived in France? Sue, one of my contacts from the live class, which is on a Sunday at 8:30 UK time. So, ça fait combien de temps que vous habitez en France? In English, how long have you lived in France? But yeah, pendant 10 minutes. So I've never had any pleasure since we've been together. For 10 minutes, notice pendant in the past again. Yeah, he explained to me why it was false. Notice with this explain to me it's just me, isn't it? Yeah, il m'a expliqué pourquoi c'était faux. It doesn't matter if it's me or to me, it's just easy with me. So when you see a me, think to yourself, well, how would I do it with he explained to him? Il lui a expliqué. Check with its little lui. So he explained to me why it was false, enumerating all the clues, basically listing off all the times and the reasons which prove the contrary. Let's get one more in quickly. Aujourd'hui, à l'enterrement de mon arrière-grand-mère, que j'aime énormément, j'ai eu un fou rire énorme quand le prêtre s'est raté pour allumer les bougies. So today, at the burial, so we're looking for words in words again with like s'apprêter, so the burial into the earth of my great-grandma, going back, tomber en arrière is to fall backwards, so my great-grandma that I loved enormously. Those of you who are learning qui and que, notice how that's going to be that I loved. Yeah, that will be in the podcast, qui and que, relative pronouns. I had a mad laughter, otherwise I couldn't stop laughing enormously. I had a crazy fit of laughter when the priest, raté is to miss, but se raté it wasn't able to. Allumer, to turn on or light up. Think of the word lume as in light within it. Les bougies is candle. Okay? So, great website. I will do some more of these at a future date. Let me know if you find this useful. I try and talk about the grammar with you. I try and talk about the kind of things that you're going to try and take forward as patterns. So it's not just about the individual stories, it's what you would use in your own French, and I hope that's useful. Good. I'll pop the website link underneath. There's a lot of advertising, but you can see through it. I really recommend you subscribe or whatever on Facebook as well, Vie de Mail. Give them all the support that they deserve. It's brilliant. All right, guys, let me know if you're interested in the grammar podcast that I refer to in this. Every bit of grammar that we've talked about is on there. Then I will pop the link underneath, or just email me logiclanguagelearning@gmail.com and I will tell you how to order them. Okay, guys, speak soon.